on food vending and as well as sale of water is one of the reasons why we're continuously recording cases over the last couple of weeks.
And of course, we had the sanitation crisis. The media, you seem to have.
Well, we haven't forgotten about it, but it's because government had not
downplayed it. Yes, because it was a serious issue. I mean, people had even paid for services, but they were still not collecting the refuse. And then the public places where they had to skip the containers, etc. Rubbish heaping up, and the media was drawing the attention of government to all these things until we got to this crisis point. And I hear today Accra is being, the business district is shutting down to about midday to be able to clean. How long we'll be able to do that is another matter. The issue is that how much do we spend on sanitation? And do they go to the right people? And are we utilizing the investment in the best way? Or we are just paying lip service? Because if we go to the assemblies, even common fund, they are supposed to deduct so much for sanitation, including even fumigation. What happens? Does the money go? If it goes, is it utilized well? Otherwise, we'll be pouring a huge amount into the drain, and we come back with all this problem. Yesterday I was on a program with an MC. He appeared to be defending his territory, but also admitting that there's a serious challenge for us. But thankfully, I've seen the AMA trying to wake up to the situation. But it's not only in Accra. Water region has reported it, Shanti has reported it, it's in almost all the regional capitals. Because we appear to have been very casual in tackling the sanitation situation. And these are the effects. We are tending to spend so much on health just to address this, just because our preventive measure
approaches have always been
was very weak.
The point is to what end and how serious should we take the subject of sanitation? Because you go to more developed economies, and even at the individual level, at the household level, there's separation of waste. And the individual is also conscious about how to sanitize his or her environment and make sure that the other chains or other points along the chain of perhaps collecting and sorting out and taking to the right incinerators and composting, etc., are adequately done.
Well, I think first of all...
Is it because of a lack of education?
Not necessarily, but before I get there, I think Honorable did make mention of the nature of our health system in this country. There's no doubt that, look, the health system in this country is not in the best of shape, as we expect. But you also agree with me that as a country, we've done a lot in terms of improving our health system for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And I think more needs to be done, and even though we haven't gotten there, but more is being done. But you see, when it comes to this whole cholera issue, or the issue of sanitation, and you made reference to developed countries, I think we need not go that far. When we talk of sanitation or environmental cleanliness, it's a reflection of the kind of person or people you are. Definitely, if I come to sit here and I stench, or I'm dirty, you will not like to associate yourself with me. It's natural with every civilized society. So where you have a situation whereby, because of filth, we have the situation in which we find ourselves, then it's not, it doesn't speak well of us as a people. And I've always said, look, this whole cholera issue is something that, even though where we are today, we are not happy about, but if we are not very careful, it's going to take an exacerbating proportion in future. Because why am I saying this? Roland, you remember those times when we were in school? Almost every Monday we used to have something called inspection. You come, they check your nails, they check your hair. Sometimes
now it's barely done.
It's barely done.
Or it's not even done at all.
My dad was a policeman. I live in Asante Mampong. I grew up in Asante Mampong. Almost every month they had something they call police inspection, where we had to clean the whole place, and if your environment was not clean, you were going to be charged. Those times we used to call people tangas. Tangas.
You mean
That's a town council, but we used to call them tangas. And these people,
and they were environmental
sanitation inspectors. You know, each and every one. When I was a kid, early morning when I wake up, I have to go to a place called Bola. I have to carry the Bola early dawn because I don't want my colleagues to see me. Go and dump it. Come. But today, I will leave the staff for Zoom Lion to come and what? To come and collect them. So I think we need to have a paradigm shift when it comes to how we keep our environment clean. Because it looks as if as a people we've mortgaged this whole responsibility, which should be a human responsibility, to another institution. And you know what, very quickly, what is going on in this country is not as if people do not keep their environment clean. People keep the environment clean. The only problem is that whoever is responsible to come and move it is not doing it. That is why today stores have to be closed. And I ask myself, okay, stores will be closed today, the place will be clean. How sustainable is it? Do you understand what I'm saying? How sustainable is it? Are stores going to be closed every week, every 2 weeks? And have we even looked at the economic ramification of closing stores? Because businesses are going to be shut down. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think at the end of the day, when it comes to this environment, it's a serious and important and critical aspect of every developmental aspiration of a country. Because you can't live in an environment where the environment is not clean.
He made a meaningful contribution there.
Yeah.
But the point is, you go to perhaps not the very urban and affluent communities, but you go to the well-congested communities, you get to see that it is people's attitudes which is even making collection even more difficult. Because you take a gutter in East Legon, it is not silted. There's a gutter in, let's say, Ashaiman or Nima or somewhere, it is silted. Who put whatever in the gutter there? It's the attitude of the people. What do people, let's say, in communities like Sakumono do differently than those that live somewhere in Mambobi or somewhere else differently? So it's got to do with people's attitude, hasn't it?
It's got to do with people's attitude, but I don't believe in trusting people. I believe in controlling situations.
So it means that we're not enforcing?
We are not enforcing. It's enforcement, and it's in every sector, not only sanitation. I mean, you wake up in the morning, somebody starts loading a container in an unauthorized place. Everybody is watching, as if there are no authorities. The person completes it, starts using it, then come and put the produce permit, stop work, all those things. This issue is that, let's say the MCU was saying that they don't have enough sanitation inspectors. Now, what we do? It means you have to recruit.
Well,
target recruitment and make sure that they do their work.
But government too can't recruit.
Why?
Well, we know that because they haven't been able.
We should know our priorities. If this filth is going to kill us, and you tell me that I cannot recruit more people to ensure that I live, then why am I in this business? So we should have our priorities. I mean, like, it's self-inflicted. It didn't come overnight. We saw it coming and we were just watching, and we didn't know that we had to even make sure that we controlled it and prevented it from getting to us. So at the end of the day, if you were to give excuses, then attitude, personal attitude is fine, education fine, but people should suffer for it. Especially now that we are dying in numbers. This is a time for government to at least use it and have the political will to say that, look, we've allowed this thing to go on, it's killing us, it's hurting our economy, we're spending so much, so now we are going to enforce it. And then make examples out of people. But if it's business as usual, then obviously we'll be sitting here next year to talk about the same thing. Then lives would have been lost. Mark my words. If it's business as usual.
Yes, because it's become an annual thing. Okay. Now